Yes, I am so very excited, and I must share with you this incredible day, because I want you to experience the same thing. I really do. So the day began around 4 with initially when my eyes popped open around 4, there was the usual self-talk, and not like a post-it note, I need to say affirmations sort of thing. It was really like, oh God, thank you, I'm alive, and this is wonderful, I love life, blah blah, all that. And then I popped out of bed and did my did meditation with a focus on my breath. And after that, I've added a couple of new things to my routine, and so this morning, normally I stretch after my walk, some form of yoga or whatever, and now what I've got back into doing is the Tibetan rites. So those bing bang boom, got that out. So much fun, I love it. Just waking up with my body, everything in alignment, and then followed by something that I've never done before, that I've wanted to do for years but just never did, and that's dry brushing. So got my little dry brush, and I go through full body brush, just to because there's benefits to that, which it just feels right to do in this time-space reality. Again, it's just more connection with my sweet body. So so I did that, and then I took a shower, I got ready, and out I went, and I was so excited because I knew I was going to go down that hill again. Yes, I tobogganed down a hill on my bum with my long coat just covering me, which was ecstatic. And then carried on walking, took another route, went through a forest. It's always something different every day. And then I ran into my dear friend Bruce, who I've only just met. Now Bruce is a gorgeous soul. He's upwards, it's somewhere between 80 and 90, and already like my best friend, or one of my best friends. And we met one day, I believe it was last week, when I just moved into the area, and I was going to go down a trail down into the forest, but he was coming out, and he said to me, you know, it's really slick. It's quite like an ice rink, as we'd had like I suppose a mild Chinook, and he said you'd have to walk along the edges on the grass, or where the grass is, and I looked at it and I thought, you know what? Nah, never mind. And so I asked him which way he was going, and he said he's walking up. He lives on, well, apparently he lives on the same street as I do, just on the other side of a main road. So so we walked along together. And as we were walking out, I was really super excited, like super excited, because I just noticed something so beautiful on a tree, and I had to share it with him, a complete stranger. And so there we're walking along, and I stood him in front of the tree, and I said, okay, we're at a museum, and just look straight ahead, you're going to see it. And he wasn't seeing what was apparently really like, it jumped at me. And so I asked him what his vision was like, and his vision's quite compromised. So we went really close to it, and he wasn't getting it. He was looking, you know, up the tree and whatever, blah blah blah. And then and I said to him, think like a child. And I kid you not, like that, he got it. And what it was so in the tree, I suppose a long time ago, because it's a really big tree, a couple of branches had been cut down, so there's two holes which look like eyes, and sort of surrounded by a heart, and it's an owl just staring right at you. So we both reveled in that, which just opened up even like such a beautiful conversation, which at the end of ended in a great big hug and so much love, like I love yous, as usual, and actually, just to touch upon some of the stuff that we were talking about. His career, his life was spent in social work, and particularly with children with mental disabilities or issues, our talk sort of led to, actually I won't say this part because it might be offensive. Actually, no, it's my channel. I can say what I want. Because I was actually giving him an example of having worked with a client who I wouldn't work with. She was 18 at the time, and I wouldn't work with her unless her mother was involved. And I was referred to this client by a psychologist who was a friend of mine, and she knew my way, and I came out with the exact same thing that she did with this client, and in the end we both and I didn't know. She never told me. I never asked, and in the end I was like, kid's fine. It's actually the mum that has the problem with the kid having this thing, which isn't a thing. It was just a judgment on her. Anyways, so we both it was a beautiful conversation, and it led to that was his sort of surmise as well, that oftentimes parents would bring, their children in. But as soon as, it became evident that, the problem with the child is a result of or effect of the parents or a parent, that's when the therapy ended, and then fingers were pointed at him. So I leave you with that, because I think that's really, really big. So anyways, life and social work, dealing with people, and oh my goodness, I mean, I was in tears by the end. Like, it was so magical. And even in his words, he was saying how he takes that path every day. He takes a mat with him, and he sits on a bench, and he speaks with loads of people. People stop by and have similar conversations, or just know him, because he sat there and say hi, whatever. But he said he's never walked with anybody. And I was so honored, and really this is, I say this with great humility, with him at the end saying, how it was just magical. It was really magical. And that's what I wish to relate to you, that's what this time is. If you can realize it. I just met somebody, just met another person who, we talked about how, like, if we can realize that this time, this whole pandemic thing is a blessing in disguise for us to come, to return to our hearts and lead with our hearts, listen to our hearts, and help other people connect to theirs, or just lift other people up, uplift, then goodness, do we overcome much. And, it's really a sense of community, in other words, common unity, because what is that? And that's just, helping each other, as I've said, so through so many videos, so actually I won't say that there, but it's been a phenomenal day. It's been a phenomenal, I've met so many wonderful people, and it's just been incredible. So listen, if you're paying attention to mainstream media, apparently there's we're at the cusp of a World War III, and I just we're at the that's what mainstream media is saying. And mainstream media is also saying lots of other things, but they're starting to change their tune. And it was the Telegraph that posted a video on YouTube this morning with Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the UK, saying all restrictions lifted. And now I paraphrase something that he said along these lines. You know, let the people, let the public judge for themselves how to proceed. Let them have the power. Now, he didn't say let them have the power, that's me saying that. But so Boris Johnson, as we say in Slovakia, klobuk dole. Hats off. So let's see what country follows suit. And it was actually last week. Now, you won't find this in mainstream media. It took me a while to source it out. But and if I can grab it again, I shall link it below. It was the president of Guyana who's also said no more, no more. You know, this is we're restrictions lifted, basically. So there's a lot of stuff going on that that is not being covered. Now, I just put up a blog post about. Now, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. You've probably heard Joe Rogan. I made a quick little silly, fun, couldn't help myself video about Joe Rogan doing a podcast with Dr. Robert Malone, talking about all things which are of global concern right now. And that was a really interesting podcast, which got him cancelled, which I don't think anyone can actually cancel Joe Rogan, who is the biggest podcaster in the world. And even if Spotify does drop him, it's already done. It's already done. I think he has said enough. So anyways, again, hats off Joe Rogan. And then following along, so this is all in the blog post, which I'll link below. All of the links are in there. J.P. Sears, the king of satire, released a brilliant skit the other day. And it's called We Lie to You News. So there's all kinds of stuff in there from Project Veritas and lots of stuff that's very interesting that you won't find in mainstream media. I'm surprised actually that I'm surprised and God, absolutely so appreciative that Joe Rogan, JP Sears and the like, Dr. Robert Malone, Dr. Pierre Corey, Dr. Peter McCullough, those guys, and so many more haven't been suicided, haven't been found at the end of a tie, which was like a necktie tied to a doorknob, like others have been found. Anyways, oh, thank God for people like that. And thank God for the countless physicians, nurses, and lawyers that have been speaking up. And not just, I mean, regular people who have, you know, sacrificed their reputation and their sort of goodwill, credibility to go out there and speak. There's so many of you. God bless you. I thank you. I think. Yeah, I've lost a lot of credibility with a lot of people have messages of like, we're really concerned about you and that sort of thing. But I don't think there's anything to be concerned about. I'm over the moon, elated, and I don't think on any sort of, you know, narcotic or anything, you know, whatever. This is what like following your heart does. It leads to a path of bliss, and that's why I share this with you. It's, what time is it? It's nearly 4 p.m. and we're midway through. Actually, I go to bed early, so my day will come to completion soon. However, I'm excited for what else awaits me in the rest of this day. So please check out that blog post. And actually, I know what I wanted to say. If you haven't already seen it, there's a 10-minute film. It's called The Story About Ivermectin. Check it out. Just check it out. It's 10 minutes of your time. And, you know, the guy who founded Satoshi, I don't remember his last name right now, I'm just too excited, who founded this, I'm not getting it right, so I'm not even going to say it. Watch the film, please. 10 minutes. And well, let's just say Sir Satoshi won a Nobel Peace Prize for this drug, which is curing a lot of people. So is the COVID, is the whole thing a sham? No. I mean, people are getting sick. Yeah, people are getting sick. But are people getting sick and dying from fear or COVID? So in any case, ivermectin, you know, if you're scared, I'll tell you right now, take it prophylactically, which means that if you're scared, you can take it in advance. It's been on the market since 1973. Do you know what? No, just watch the film and go to the blog post, because there's all sorts of links there. So please, no fear. And actually, it's time. It's time now where love trumps fear. It's time. So join the party, basically, because we're nearly at the end. Anyhow, so much love to you, and God bless you with all my heart. Next time, see you next time, and stay well. All right, bye for now.